They're the rattling red symbols of Toronto transit that we've come to love and maybe sometimes hate. I'm Natividad, sitting in one of the last of the TTC's Canadian light rail vehicles as it takes its final journey. After today, you will no longer see these iconic streetcars whizzing by as the TTC retires them after more than 4 decades of service.
We're so used to seeing them all the time, and we're going to miss them, I think.
I love drawing the old streetcars, like the way they're built and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's gonna, it's gonna be gone after today.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad, I think.
They've become a symbol of Toronto itself. But 42 years to the day that these faithful streetcars first arrived, they made their final stop.
We were working up to this. We knew this would be a big deal. These streetcars, they're the largest number that we had of this type, so we figured this was the real main farewell.
The TTC purchased a total of 196 of these streetcars, formerly known as Canadian Light Rail Vehicles, or CLRVs. They first arrived on December 29, 1977, and entered service 2 years later.
They're iconic to the city. You see them all over. You can easily identify the city if you're watching a commercial or a TV show and they're in the background. And I think what's really unique about them is compared to all the other streetcars that were developed at the same time in the 1970s, these streetcars have lasted the longest. They've been the most robust. We've demonstrated to most of North America that you can have a streetcar network. It was in the 1970s where everyone was getting rid of their streetcars, and Toronto kept theirs.
The CLRVs are being retired as the TTC continues to transition its full fleet to the new low-floor vehicles. This afternoon, the final CLRV ride along Queen Street was granted to 20 lucky contest winners and their guests, who were randomly selected by the TTC.
I want to experience history in the making.
Every time you're on Queen Street, that's all you think about, right? You see them, you hear the bells when you're in one of the coffee shops, and it's going to be a travesty to see them gone. So,
The favorite part of these is the way they've carried people all these years. They have their own unique sounds, their own unique smell. Their doors are very, very good. They're the fastest transit doors, I think, in the business. But they've done their time, and they've done well, and now's the time to say goodbye.
Now, not all of these streetcars are headed for the scrapyard. The TTC says it will be keeping several, while some will be headed to transit museums in Canada and the U.S. Signaling my last stop on this wild ride, Natividad, City News.